Grace and peace, everybody. Welcome to part 5 of this 5-part series for Sabbath School Study Group. I'm Chris Bailey, and as we wrap it up today talking about we all worship something, we want to thank you for hanging with us and hope that you've caught the other studies as well. If you haven't, please watch them. Whether you're watching at YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel, like the video, or if you're checking us out at CHANGEministry.org. Thank you. Please support the channel any way the Lord feels impressed to do so in your heart. So with that said, we want to pray. Thanking you, Lord, for, again, the chance to study. Please speak to our hearts to see how we all need somebody because we all want to worship somebody. Amen. That's the reality. We think about how a heart is shaped and, hearts aren't shaped, the traditional, that's not how a heart looks. We know it's somewhere around here in the center or I think a little bit on one side of the chest. And it's actually about the size of our fist. Actually, that's how big the human heart is, congruent with the size of a fist. So that heart is interesting in that it doesn't look like this, and it looks a lot different than what we might draw. But you know what? In a spiritual sense and an emotional sense, the heart is shaped like God. It's shaped like our Maker. That's why he made us, to worship him. And that's why no matter what you believe or don't believe, everybody worships something because we have to worship. It's how we were made. We were made to be attached to something. It's kind of like a trailer. You think about how a trailer is built, no matter how big or small that thing is, whether it's a little tiny U-Haul one for a motorcycle or a huge one for an earth mover, it's got a hitch on it. And that hitch is universally shaped to latch on to something and to be connected to something that will pull it along. That's how we are. We all are built with a hitch. Nobody's built without a hitch. And that's why we don't move without being connected to someone. And we don't worship without worshiping someone or something. The Bible makes it plain in the three angels' message because they're all calls to worship. Why would we all be given this call to worship? Because we all want to worship. Look at verse 6. Revelation 14:6 says, I see another angel fly in the midst of heaven, John the Revelator says, having the everlasting gospel to preach to them that dwell on the earth, just in case it's to be preached to good people, or you think it's just to be preached to church people. It says this is to preach to every nation and kindred and tongue and people. Why would the Lord be wasting his time commissioning this first angel to go to every kindred, every tongue, every nation, every people? Oh, because everybody's got to worship someone. And the Lord is simply calling and inviting them and asking them that we would all worship him. Look at the second angel. The second angel says there, another angel follows in verse 8 saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Now, when you read the epistles of Paul and it talks about the nature of man a little bit differently, when you go to books like, Galatians 3, or you look at Ephesians chapter 2, or even Romans chapter 7. But when you understand that, look at how it's said here about Babylon, not just of the believers, but even the unbelievers. The Babylonian lost ones, quote, we say. They're worshiping. Well, who are they worshiping? They're worshiping Babylon. So the believers are worshiping Jesus. Those in Babylon are worshiping Babylon. It's fallen. She's made everybody drink of the wine of her wrath. That doesn't leave anybody out. Everybody is worshiping somebody or something. So when you get to the third angel in Revelation 14:11, consistent with the other two, the smoke of their torment, speaking of those who receive the mark of the beast that they're warned of in the third angel's message, the smoke of their torment ascendeth up forever and ever. They have no rest, day nor night, who worship the beast in his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. So on the one hand, those who receive the mark, they receive it because they worship the beast. But then on the other hand, in verse 12, here's the patience of the saints. The saints, here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Jesus, i.e., the saints are those who worship God. The first 4 commandments deal with our relationship with him. Only worship God. Second commandment, don't worship idols. Third commandment, don't take the Lord's name in vain. Fourth commandment, remember the seventh day Sabbath to keep it holy. Worship, 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 worship in the first 4 of Exodus 20. But then on the other hand, you got those who receive the mark of the beast. It's they that worship the beast. So what do you have? Everybody worshiping somebody. So I want to encourage us today to understand that if everybody's going to worship something, why not worship the God who made you? Now, again, that's going to lead us into a whole nother study and a whole nother treatise and evaluation, but let me just leave it as an encouragement. We all have a need. We all have a desire to be hitched. Now, I'm not talking about married to another human being. I'm talking about married to the Holy One, the one who made us and even saved us. Why not be hitched to him when your hitch is built for his love? Why not give your heart to the one who shaped it so that he would fill it perfectly, not leaving any dark spots, any empty places, and nothing broken?